Yeah, Brian and Lauren, I spoke with an attorney for those troopers who at the time had no idea that the suspect in front of them was on meth. More importantly, he says March 27th just wasn't a normal day at the office.
I can't tell you what it is, but he's got something in his lap.
Somebody fired a shot back here when I was out with these spikes. I don't know who it was.
It was him. He fired a shot, I believe, coming out of that car.
Yeah, 10-4 looks like he does have a gun in his hand.
It's here when the March 27th chase involving Leonardo Gallegos and DPS turns from high speed to deadly.
All right, he might be stuck. He got a gun out. He got his gun in his hand. Watch out. He's shooting. He's shooting. He's shooting. Shotgun. Shotgun.
Troopers returned fire, killing him at the scene. Toxicology reports later showed that the 40-year-old was high on meth.
The stuff that we see primarily, and particularly with law enforcement type things, is it produces what we call psychosis. It makes people agitated and hallucinate, that sort of thing, and become very aggressive.
Covenant ER Dr. Mike Chamales is no stranger to the drug here in Lubbock.
Yeah, we see quite a bit of methamphetamine here in the ER. Methamphetamine is cheap, it's readily available, it's easy to manufacture, and so people obviously use it.
He says being on meth actually heightens reflexes and can increase coordination, especially when operating a motor vehicle.
The other problem with it is it keeps them awake for very long periods of time, and as you well know, when people get sleep deprived, especially when it's 2, 3, 4 days, that psychosis gets worse and they become more and more aggressive, very paranoid as well, feel like people are out to get them.
Looks like he's still on the phone. He's on the phone.
During the chase, the suspect calls his girlfriend, telling her he'll do whatever he can to not end up back in jail.
Some things that we might not consider an aggressive move, they might consider an aggressive move towards them. Things that they might, just things that we would consider a rational decision, they wouldn't necessarily do so because of that paranoia that sets in with amphetamine intoxication.
Trey Payne is an attorney who represented some of the troopers involved in the chase. He says his clients really had no way to know that Gallegos was drug-induced.
I think it's really difficult when you're dealing with, if you'd seen the person on the street and maybe you could get a little bit of better feel for, their mental state, but you don't know because he's in a vehicle. He's firing off rounds. You've got to assume maybe that somebody in that situation is not in their, they're not thinking clearly if they're not pulling over. But I don't care if you're firing off rounds at a citizen, you understand that they have a right to defend themselves, let alone if you're firing off rounds at police.
And that's why he defends the trooper's decision to use deadly force.
Look at it from the trooper's point of view. He had already fired off rounds at vehicles, and now he's firing off rounds out his back window and then shoots out the side window. They don't know what type of weapon he's firing. They don't know how many weapons he has. They don't know who he's shooting at.
While the chase's investigation found no wrongdoing on the part of any officers, it's agreed by many that it ended in a quite unfortunate way.
Difficult situations in this person's past, maybe afraid to go back to prison, maybe afraid to get arrested again. Multiple reasons why somebody may be in that state of mind, and then you compound that with something like methamphetamines, and it just exacerbates the situation, and now we've got a horrific situation instead of a controlled, pull him over, check if there's warrants, maybe get arrested, and things go down the road. If you don't run, you're probably not there.
The helicopter video you saw tonight is now used as chase training for DPS troopers. You can find last night and tonight's complete report on our website, everythinglubbock.com.